everybody, thanks for joining us and welcome to the 30th episode of Fight Like the Movies, the tutorial series where we study cinema's most epic fight scenes and employ what we discover to develop a deeper understanding of film combat. I'm your instructor, TJ Cencula, and this week's lesson, Warrior Showdown! Created in 2010, with direction and fight coordination by none other than yours truly. Roll it. What first began as a class project to challenge my more advanced students became the interactive online series known as Warrior Showdown. Different warriors from any time in history or fantasy face off in epic duels to the death, and the winners are determined by the popular votes of the viewing community. Growing up, I was heavily inspired by video games like Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter, and I walked around constantly asking the question, who would win in a fight? Warrior Showdown is the grown-up realization of that childhood dream. One of the aims of Warrior Showdown is to distill the high-octane action of your favorite movies and distill it down to that final climactic showdown. In Warrior Showdown, the violence does the talking. So we make every effort to craft the choreography in such a way that it's more than just gratuitous violence. It's poetry in motion. While very few people would accuse it of being realistic, we do make every effort to make it believable unto itself. Action movies very often go out of their way to defy what would happen in real life to produce the most interesting, exciting, and action-packed final product, and Warrior Showdown is no exception. Very oftentimes we reject what would happen in favor of what looks really cool. You might say it's equal parts action and style. The shooting strategy involves breaking the fight down into small chunks called phrases. We shoot each consecutive bit of action from a master shot, then move in for a covered shot that focuses on each character. After that, we'll grab any special inserts that we need. Then we move on to the next phrase and continue that process until the fight is totally done. Because we don't know who the winner's gonna be, for each fight we have to shoot 2 endings. Each matchup supposes that either warrior has equal opportunity to win. The deciding factor is not the skill of the warrior, who would or would not win in real life, any sort of Hollywood science. It all boils down to who most people want to win. At its core, Warrior Showdown is an interactive action narrative where the story is crafted not only by the creator, but also with the collaborative efforts of the viewing audience. Let's meet the class. If there's anything we here at Warrior Showdown appreciate, it's action. So for the class today, we wanted to have the genuine Warrior Showdown experience. We even had a few Warrior Showdown veterans join us to engage in the challenge. The first thing we needed to do was to determine which warrior we would be representing. After that, we decide what weapon that warrior might wield in battle. And finally, we have to ask ourselves how that character would move. After those things are defined, we pair ourselves off with another warrior who may very well have a completely incompatible style, and they may never have had any opportunity to actually fight one another in history. And that for me is one of the most exciting things about the show. So instead of pre-choreographing the fight for the class, I used the same strategy that I used on the actual Warrior Showdown tournament. Every character is different, and every body is different. So we need to find some way to naturally fuse those elements together. One of the strategies that we employed on Warrior Showdown is for the actor to play a significant role in the construction of his own choreography. By being a part of that creative process, I feel it really goes a long way to connecting the actor to his warrior archetype. Since the choreography needs to represent an entire warrior class, there needs to be things about the way that we move that define the character enough so that you can tell who they are just based on their choreography. We want to embrace certain archetypes and popular conceptions about these characters so that at first glance you can easily identify who they are and their style of movement. But I also don't feel that limits us from being able to do things unexpected and still throw out a few surprises every now and then. After the actors map out a template, we'll collaborate and I'll do a little bit of refining and trim off some of the rough edges, maybe incorporate a few new cool moves or story elements, or occasionally adjust moves to better suit the camera angle that it will be shot at or the post-production effect that's going to be applied to it. Since at the time of production we don't know who's going to win the fight, we need to shoot an alternate ending. So when we're constructing the fight in the class, we made 2 different versions. One where one character wins and then of course one where the other character wins. That way, after things are all said and done, whoever is determined by the viewing community to be the winner based on the highest number of votes is the version that releases as the final version of the fight. And hopefully at the end of that we have a fight that is both satisfying and epic. creative Warrior Showdown, I want to officially thank all of you for being selected to compete in the next Warrior Showdown tournament by the online community of fans and followers. Give yourselves a hand!
Aha! For glory! Welcome to Cencula! Oh, right off, man! Yo soy la mayor! Fastest hands is taking the prize!
And the best part is, the winners for this tournament will be decided by the popular vote of the viewing community! Woo!
¡Qué mierda! ¡Te voy a matar!
Das que escotoso!
Plus the dark side!
Uso funimundo!
Okay,
Smartas! I'm just gonna go.
If you've been following the show, then you probably know this is our series finale, so bear with us, we have a lot of thank yous to get through. First of all, I'd like to thank Tim Weskey and the entire staff of Swordplay Studios. And thanks to everybody who helped make Fight Like the Movies possible. And thanks to all of my special guests, Ken Dickinson, Adam Rady, Jim Rodever, Tony Noto, Jasmine Ejan, Christopher Blount, Rusty Locke, Courtney Lucas, Taylor Jeffers, Diana Restrepo, and Mark Mazur. I'm your instructor, TJ Cencula, and thanks for tuning in to the series finale of Fight Like the Movies. And we can't forget our most important special thanks. We here at Warrior Showdown and Fight Like the Movies want to extend our most sincere and heartfelt appreciation to you, our viewing public. Thank you for supporting the show with your views, for engaging with us on social media, and for being a part of the experience. And that is a wrap. So thanks again for watching Fight Like the Movies. We're proud to have amassed a collection of 30 episodes covering some of the greatest action films of all time. If you missed any, feel free to click through our playlist and watch your favorites. While you're at it, why not subscribe to the channel so you can see all the other exciting things we have coming up here on Warrior Showdown. If any episode really caught your attention, please share it with your friend. Even though Fight Like the Movies is no longer in production, we do still have some very exciting updates, so follow us on Facebook so you don't miss a thing. You can also continue to interact with the class and engage in a dialogue. You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Warrior Showdown. And Swordplay Studios is continuing to offer the best in-stage combat training every Wednesday night from 8:30 to 10 p.m. The roster of instructors is amazing. Bring a friend and challenge them to a duel. It has been an amazing adventure sharing our passion for cinema, action, and film violence. Thanks for going on this journey with us. We'll see you soon. And